Man, this dude never ceases to amaze me. So, I'm at work, I'm at the office, and I'm sitting at my desk. And before I start my daily tasks, I like to go on the internet and browse websites, look for different sources, see what type of boxing news I can dig up. And I'm looking on the internet, I'm eating my breakfast, happy to the motherfucker, cheesing. Then I come across this bullshit. Adonis Stevenson versus Andres Fonfara 2, possible for April. Get the fuck out of here. For what? Why do we need to see this bullshit again? In the first fight, okay, you dominated for like 9 fucking rounds. The only reason why the dude started coming back was because you gassed out. So, what are we supposed to learn from you in the second fight? That Adonis Stevenson doesn't get tired after 8 rounds? I mean, get the fuck out of here, man. This is some straight up bullshit. And then to top it off, I read another article where the guy is basically saying that guys like me don't understand the cleverness around what Adonis Stevenson is doing to promote the Kovalev fight. Guys like me call it ducking. Then he uses the example of Thomas the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard's first fight for why this is so with Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev. He's basically saying that Sugar Ray Leonard was what we would call in today's modern media ducking, but in reality he was just trying to better promote the fight with Thomas Hearns. That's why he was taking other fights in between. He also he had some fucking scale that he used to rate the last 3 opponents that Adonis Stevenson had and Sergey Kovalev had. Alright, so what I got to say to this bullshit is this, man. I question how you come to say that Sugar Ray Leonard was voluntarily ducking Thomas Hearns to better promote their fight. But don't worry about it. You don't have to prove shit, because I'm going to go ahead and give you that. That fight happened in 1981. I'll go ahead and give you that. But what I will not fucking give you, and what I do question, is how the hell does that directly correlate to what Adonis Stevenson is doing, to Sergey Kovalev? How the fuck does it directly correlate, dude? One thing I need to say, and this is what it is. See, when I say shit, I spit facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything I say, it fucking happened. And it's logical at that. So, this is what I'm going to say that pretty much derails what the fuck you're saying. This dude changed networks in the middle of the Cold War. And I'm not talking about the Cold War between Top Rank and Golden Boy. Kovalev's not signed to either of those promoters. I'm talking about the sub-Cold War. Basically the Cold War that is there because of the parent Cold War. And that's Showtime and HBO. You see, if you're a Showtime fighter, chances are you ain't fighting on fucking HBO. We all know this, right? Recently, Bernard Hopkins was the first to break that barrier, right? Other guys would have to end their contract with one station and go to the next. And that's exactly what Adonis Stevenson did in the prime time moments that Kovalev is calling this motherfucker out. Kovalev has been calling him out since 4 fights ago, his last 4 fights. In November of 2013, when he beat Ismail Salak, the same month that Adonis Stevenson beat Tony Bellew, Kovalev has been calling this dude out, man. And Adonis Stevenson was still an HBO fighter at that time. Then next thing you know, he changes fucking networks. And then to speak on this scale, I don't know what this motherfucker, I don't know where he got it from. I don't know if he went to another source, website or whatever, and they had some scale. It's basically like a number I don't know, conducted or did some math equation. I don't know, but they got a fucking number where basically he's rating the quality of the last three opponents for both fighters. And yes, Bernard Hopkins was involved in this rating. And he somehow says Adonis Stevenson's last three opponents are much better quality than Kovalev's. That's fine. Check this out though. The only reason why we'd be looking at the last three fucking opponents is if they were all the same competition, right? They were all C-class fighters or D-class fighters, right? Boxing is a sport where each fighter is held accountable for what they have done lately, not what they have done in their career. Perfect example of this is the diminished popularity for Roy Jones Jr. His fights aren't even fucking televised anymore. If boxing was about what you have done in your career, Roy Jones Jr. would still be on fucking HBO today, fighting whoever the fuck he wants, filling up seats in every fucking arena. It's not about what you did in your career, it's about what you've done lately. And lately, Kovalev just beat one of the best fighters in our era. Okay? And he did it easily. Coincidentally, it's the same fighter that Adonis Stevenson turned down a fight with prior to the fucking Kovalev fight happening. So basically what I'm saying here is Kovalev had to pick up Adonis Stevenson's slack and did it in style. He deserves all the fucking accolades he's getting. All of them. He should be ranked higher than a... Okay? Also, why the fuck hasn't Adonis Stevenson fought Jean Pascal? Or at least, why isn't that fight made yet? Why aren't we talking about Adonis Stevenson versus Jean Pascal in April or March? Jean Pascal approached Adonis Stevenson first. Okay, right now, it's going to be Pascal and Kovalev in March. Possibly. I think it's already signed, I'm not sure. But, anyway, Jean Pascal went to Stevenson first. And that motherfucker denied that fight. So, based on this dude's, what he's saying Adonis Stevenson is doing... You can't just say he's only doing it to Kovalev because he ducked Jean Pascal as well. So is he trying to promote both fucking fights at the same time? For the future? The fuck out of here, man. That's not what he's doing. I'll tell you what he's doing. And I said this in the last video I just made about Adonis Stevenson. I'll fucking say it again. He got his rise to fame too fast. Okay? Remember, before Adonis Stevenson knocked out Chad Dawson, he was a super middleweight nobody. His fight before that, it was a revenge against a bum that knocked him out, and Darnell Boone. He's a journeyman. I don't want to say he's a bum because he gave Kovalev trouble too. He's a journeyman. He's like a Emmanuel Augustus. Has like 3,500 losses and shit, but he still gives people trouble. The guy, type of guy you don't want to fight. Gabriel Rosado, type of guy like that. Okay. So, revenge his loss, his lone loss against a journeyman. And before that, he beat Don George. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular name, Don George. You know what I'm saying? He beat that cat. So, he was a superweight nobody. And he defeated all odds in spectacular fashion by knocking out Chad Dawson. He was supposed to be Chad Dawson's tune-up. That's what he was there for. Chad Dawson just got knocked out by Andre Ward. And the boxing world, his promoter, was pretty much putting Adonis Stevenson in front of him. Basically so he can outbox him, get a fucking win, and get his name relevant again in the light heavyweight division. Thus, that's why Adonis Stevenson was moving up. He wasn't even supposed to win that fight. But he did in spectacular fashion. And he gets all the credit for that. Right? What did Michael Buffer say at the end of that fight when they were announcing Adonis Stevenson's name as the winner? He said, "We are seeing a rising star, a new rising star in boxing." That's what he said. Adonis Stevenson does not want to lose that status. He doesn't want to lose it. If he fights Kovalev, right? And I'm gonna name some other boxers if he fights them. They're all gonna be high risk type fights. that he's ducking, right? But if he fights Kovalev and these other guys I'm about to mention and loses, that means his fame was only 15 minutes. He doesn't want to lose that. He's going to cherry pick up until he can't fucking cherry pick no longer, because the money's going to keep rolling in. In my opinion, I think Jean Pascal is more popular than he is, because Jean Pascal has done more at the light heavyweight division than he has. He's fought better opposition at that division than he has. Okay? So why not fight him? You're both Canadian. Okay, you're both elite in that division. That makes your fucking stock rise, dude. I know why though. Because he does not want the fucking risk. Ring Magazine has 3 light heavyweights rated higher than Andres Fonfara right now. You got Jürgen Brähmer, WBA light heavyweight champion. You got Isaac Chilemba. And you got Eleider Alvarez. And then at number 10, you got Artur Beterbiev. Those 4 fighters, included with Kovalev, are high-risk fights that he's not going to take because he will lose his 15 minutes. He will lose the popularity that's making him a rich man. Remember, he's gaining this shit at a late age. He's like 32, something like that. He's gaining it at a late age. This is a dream come true for this guy. He does not want to fuck that up. Why fight Jürgen Brähmer? I'll go through the fucking positives if he wins. He fights Jürgen Brähmer. He has 2 belts now. Kovalev has 2 belts of the 4 major sanctioning bodies. Okay, if he beats him, that's a respectable win because you're getting a belt out of it. Plus, Jürgen Brähmer's, he just came off of an excellent KO win against Paweł Glazewski. So you'll get the respect. Okay, not him. Why not Isaac Chilemba? He's known as the tough light heavyweight African. Yes, he lost to a guy that you beat in Tony Bellew, but he's never been knocked out before. And your MO is knockouts. So why not fight the tough African? That's his reputation. You go in there, you fight him, you knock him out, your stock fucking rises because you did something to a fighter that nobody else has been able to do. Not him? Okay. Let's fight Eleider Alvarez then. Up-and-coming fighter, power puncher, 16-9, no losses. An undefeated young fighter. You will definitely get accolades for that. And I can guarantee, I don't think Alvarez has any scheduled fights right now. But even if he does, if that is going to impact his opportunity to fight Adonis Stevenson, say Adonis Stevenson chooses him as an opponent, he's probably gonna cancel that fucking fight unless it was for a title. Because this fight is against one of the most popular guys in the division, and he has a belt. And he has a chance to beat him. So he'll jump quick to that fucking opportunity. Why not fight him? And you get positive accolades for beating him. Too much of a risk. And then the last guy I'm going to mention, Artur Beterbiev, 7-0, 7 knockouts. After he did what you couldn't do to Tavoris Cloud, I bet you don't want to see that motherfucker. That's what that's about. Too much of a high risk for him losing the fame that he got overnight and it possibly being only 15 minutes. That's why he doesn't want to fight these guys. He's not promoting a fight. He's not promoting, he's not trying to build future fights with these guys. He doesn't want to lose his popularity, man. Just like what Marshawn Lynch said, right? I'm about that action, boss. This motherfucker not about that. Word up. What do y'all think? Do what you do in the comments section. But be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.